it hit the ground. Okay, so anyhow, just thought I would spend a couple minutes here with you because we are in the midst of people submitting for their money from the SBA. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the SBA. We're going to talk about the money that's available for if you run a business, whether it's large or small, and talk about some of the things that we're learning as we interact with folks. And if you have some experiences, I certainly want you to share those with us. So we'll be doing that. We'll be jumping on Zoom at 2:15 Eastern Time. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking on that here. So I'll give another minute or two. If you're watching a replay, I'll give another minute or two for people to join. So we're talking about the SBA and about money that's available and then how to do more with it. So I'm just waiting for other folks to join us. There may be some. So here's a couple of things that we're learning. First of all, just to kind of make sure we're all on the same wavelength, there's money available from the SBA if you have a business, whether you're a sole proprietor, whether you just send people your invoices and get paid almost like a 1099 contractor. If you have employees, or if you don't, if you're under 500 employees, and frankly there's other money available if you're over 500 employees, all of those categories have some money available. So if you have not already submitted your request for the economic injury disaster loan, or if you are under 500 employees and you have W-2 employees and you haven't already submitted your application for the Paycheck Protection Program, you should do that. And you can, there's lots, if you just Google Paycheck Protection Program or SBA, PPP, you'll find lots of places that you can do that. So the other thing is that's the disaster loan is disasterloan.sba.gov. So you can go find there. But what I'm going to talk about is, if any of you who watch this, if you're watching it live with me now, then just chat if you have already received some of your funds. I know that I have a couple clients that were on their first, that like the first day it was available, they submitted, but they have not gotten any of their funding yet as of yesterday. I know some other people that were a little bit longer into the process before they submitted. So what I'm looking for is just to find out if any of you have gotten your money yet. And then I want to talk a little bit about, and this we're going to talk about in our Zoom roundtable today, and that is, how do we take that and turn it into a larger dollar amount? And there are several ways, not just traditional, like in means of once you the $10,000 advance does not have the same requirements on it that the Paycheck Protection Program does. So it's important to understand that has some flexibility. And so there are things that we can do to turn that into more, to help fund and feed and then your business grow. So we'll talk a little bit about that in our Zoom call. If you're looking for that on the Business Prosperity Partners page, there's a link to the event. So you could find it there. If you look for Business Prosperity Partners in Facebook, you'll find it. And we'll be talking about that a little bit later. We've got a couple of ways that we have discovered that really could help someone turn that into more money. So if you, again, we're talking about the Paycheck Protection Program. We're talking about the SBA disaster loan. So if you have a business, if you have a sole proprietorship, if you have a startup, there have been some startups. There's been a lot of talk about startups. Depending upon whether they're funded or not, that has a different impact. So if you just operate your business and you send invoices and you're basically receiving 1099s from your workers or from your employer, if you are less than 500 people and employees, and those folks have been laid off, or if you're still paying them, all of those categories are covered in this. And so getting to the bottom of how you get that money is what we're going to be talking about at 2:15 on our roundtable. So we're going to have a discussion. It's more collaborative than it is instructional, although there are some basics that we'll make sure that we hit at the front end so that anybody who needs caught up will be caught up. But if you want to join that at 2:15, we'll be doing that on Zoom. You can find that Zoom information in our Facebook group called the Business Prosperity and Growth Group, or at the Business Prosperity Partners page. And so we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about how to turn that into more money. A couple of strategies that could be used to turn it into more money. So this whole time that we're going to be on here over the next probably hour, we're going to be talking about the SBA, the money that's coming, what things people have discovered in the process that they've been submitting, and what kind of things they need to do differently. So I'm going to jump off of here, and I'm going to go over to our Zoom meeting and start that. So if you'd like to continue the dialogue and jump in that conversation, love to have you there. And hopefully you're in queue so that the money is coming your way to help you in your business. But yeah, I'll be over on the Zoom call. You can find that at Business Prosperity Partners, the Facebook group, Facebook page, Business Prosperity Partners. And feel free to join us for this sort of roundtable discussion on Zoom. We're going to start that basically now. So I'll talk to